Sequence of returns risk. It can tank your retirement. What is it and why is it so problematic? Sequence of returns risk refers to the impact of the timing and investment returns can have on a portfolio, especially during retirement. If a retiree experiences poor market returns early in retirement while withdrawing funds, their savings can deplete much faster than expected, making it harder to recover when the market does improve. Let's look at some actual numbers here. Let's say, for example, you got $500,000, you need 4,500 from your nest egg, you're going to get 2,200 from Social Security. All those numbers just to show you what's happening here. We're going to look at 1996 numbers first of all. 1996 returns are going down through here. You can see there were some really good returns until we got hit with these three down years. That's what we're talking about. When did these down years, which inevitably happens over the course of time, you're going to have some down years. But when do they happen? If they happen early in your retirement, they can really be problematic. These are 1996 numbers. This is a summary box for 1996 numbers, all taken from right over here. Watch what happens to these numbers as I move the numbers. 1997 numbers, you got 3 good years before you got hit with the 3 down years. So you still got really good numbers after 10, after 15, after 20 and 25 years. These are the amounts you'd have left withdrawing these kind of monies. Watch what happens when we get 1998. Now they're getting kind of iffy after 25 years. It'd be just fine, but watch what happens in 1999. Again, 1999, we're going to have one less good year before these bad years hit. And what happens? You have one good year, but then you have these 3 down years. That sequence of returns. When these negative returns happen, if they happen when you first retire, that's when you have a problem. In this case, if we use 1999 numbers, because we had 3 down years right after that initial year, you'd be out of money in 17 years. If we do 2000 numbers, you're out of money even quicker. You start out with 3 down years, you're out of money in 13 years. 2001 is also problematic, but once you get to 2002, no problem. Even though you have one down year, you have so many good years before you got hit with this down 37. It all depends on when those negative returns hit. If they hit when you first retire, that's when you have a problem. Again, watch these numbers: 1995 numbers, 1996, 1997, 1998. Now, when you get to 1999, these numbers are hitting you too early in your retirement. That's when you run into problems. 1999, 2000, and 2001 is when you show these red boxes showing up because you had this sequence of returns risk when you first retired. This is how the graph actually looks. Most of the time, you'd be just fine with the numbers we looked at. In the depression years, you have problems, and around the year 2000, you have problems. Every other scenario, you're just fine. Even 1973 and 74 numbers didn't affect it like you might think. Let me show you 1973 and 74 numbers real quick here. Yeah, you start out with 2 down years, but you still had plenty of money left because you had such good returns thereafter. But if you have 3 or more consecutive down years, that's when you can really run into problems. Folks, that's what we do in this channel. We love running numbers for people. We love pointing out these different principles you really got to understand. In this video, we looked at sequence of returns risk, what it is, and how it can really affect your financial planning when you first retire. Check out some of the other videos. We look at some of these other principles here that you really need to understand as you head into retirement. Thanks so much for watching. Please share this channel with others. Let people know about this channel. Let them know there's a channel out there that will run numbers for them and point out these different concepts. Again, thanks for watching.